An elderly couple had dinner at another couple's house, and after eating, the wives left the table and went into the kitchen. The two elderly gentlemen were talking, and one said, "Last night we went out to a new restaurant, and it was really great. I would recommend it very highly." The other man said, "What was the name of the restaurant?" The first man thought and finally said, "What is the name of that flower you give to someone you love? You know, the one that is red and has thorns. Do you mean rose?" "Yes," the man said. He then turned towards the kitchen and yelled, "Rose, what's the name of that restaurant we went to last night?" Four men go together at a reunion. Three of them had sons and they started bragging about them, while the fourth guy went to the bar to get some drinks. The first man said his son was doing well. He now owned a factory manufacturing furniture. Just the other day he gave his best friend a whole house full of brand new furniture. The second man said his son was doing just as well. He was a manager at a car sales firm. Why? Just the other day he gave his best friend a Ferrari. The third man said he was doing well too. He was a manager at a bank. Why? Just the other day he gave his best friend the money to buy a house. The fourth man came back and the other three told him they were just talking about how successful their sons were. He just shook his head and said his son was gay and hadn't amounted to much. But he must be doing something right, because just the other day he was given a house, furniture, and a Ferrari by his lovers. An attractive young woman had finished taking golf lessons from the club pro. She had just started playing her first round of golf when she got a bee sting. The pain was so intense she decided to return to the clubhouse. Her golf pro saw her come into the clubhouse and asked, "Why are you back so early? What's wrong?" "I was stung by a bee," was her reply. "Where?" he asked. "Between the first and second hole." He nodded knowingly and said, "Then your stance is too wide." A very good-looking man walks into a singles bar, gets a drink and takes a seat. During the course of the evening, he tries to chat with every single woman who walks into the bar. With no luck. Suddenly, a really ugly man, and I mean really ugly man, walks into the bar. He sits at the bar and within seconds he's surrounded by women. Very soon, he walks out of the bar with two of the most beautiful women you have ever seen. Disheartened by all of this, the good-looking man asks the barman, "Excuse me, but that really ugly man just came in here and left with those two stunning women. What's his secret? He's as ugly as sin, and I'm everything a girl could want. But I've not been able to hook up all night. What's going on?" "Well," says the barman, "I don't know how he does it, but he does the same thing every night. He walks in, orders a drink, and just sits there licking his eyebrows." A young man is walking his dog in the park when a beautiful young woman stops to admire the animal. "What's your dog's name?" she asks flirtatiously. "Herpes," replies the dog's owner. "How odd!" exclaims the woman. "Why in the world did you name your dog Herpes?" The young man replies, "Because he just won't heal." Man lies on his deathbed surrounded by his family, a weeping wife and 5 children. 4 of the children are tall, good-looking, and athletic, but the 5th and the youngest is an ugly runt. "Darling wife," the husband whispers, "assure me that the youngest child really is mine. I want to know the truth before I die. I will forgive you if..." The wife gently interrupts him. "Yes, my dear, absolutely no question. I swear on my mother's grave that you are his father." The man dies happy. The wife mutters under her breath, "Thank God he didn't ask me about the other 4. Guy was playing golf and a golf ball hit him in the balls and he passed out. His friends took him to the doctor. The man asked him, "Well, what do you think, Doc?" The doctor replied, "We're going to have to put a support for about a week." He then took 4 tongue depressors and tied them all together with string. The man's face looked disappointed. He told the doctor, "But tonight my girlfriend and I are going to have for the first time." The doctor replied, "You're going to have to bear with it." Later that night, the man and his girlfriend were alone. She took off her shirt and grabbed her breasts. No one has ever seen this before. The man pulls out his and said, "Well, mine's still in the crate." An attractive young woman had finished taking golf lessons from the club pro. She had just started playing her first round of golf when she got a bee sting. The pain was so intense she decided to return to the clubhouse. Her golf pro saw her come into the clubhouse and asked, "Why are you back so early? What's wrong?" "I was stung by a bee," was her reply. "Where?" he asked. "Between the first and second hole." He nodded knowingly and said, "Then your stance is too wide." Man walks into the pharmacy and says, "I need some birth control pills for my 12-year-old daughter." The man behind the counter replies, "Your 12-year-old daughter is already active in bed?" The dad says, "No, she just lies there like her mother." Blonde girl is crossing the road when she gets hit by a car. As she is lying on the ground, the driver rushes out of the car to see if she's alright. "I'm so sorry, I just didn't see you." "Are you okay?" he blurts out. "Everything is just a blur, I can't see a thing," she says tearfully. Concerned, the man leans over the woman to test her eyesight. He asks, "How many fingers have I got up?" "Oh no," she screams. "Don't tell me I'm paralyzed from the waist down too." Woman says to her husband that she wants to have plastic surgery to enlarge her breasts. Her husband tells her, "Hey, you don't need surgery to do that. I know how to do it without surgery." His wife asks, "How can I do it without surgery?" "Just rub toilet paper between them." Startled, the lady asks, "How does that make them bigger?" "I don't know, but it worked for your ass."